I'm the best of everything I do. I'm always the best. I always compete to the fullest, and they will never change.
This seems like a kind of take on Jericho or Punk's best in the world, or best in the world at what I do. That's kind of what this sounds like.
No, they're goats. They're not best. Natty is the boat. Jericho is the goat. I'm the best man. It's very different.
Who better to talk to than the best man himself? And this video is brought to you by Tennis Clash. It's a mobile game that's free to play, and I grew up playing tennis and taking tennis lessons, but I can promise you I am much better on Tennis Clash than I ever was in real life. I just love how smooth the gameplay is. And with the live PvP matches, you're playing, and in my case, beating people from all over the world. Although when I lose, which doesn't happen very often. But if I lose, I can't put the game down until I win 5 more matches. I gotta admit though, I'm always pretty hesitant to download a new game because I hate not having any idea what I'm doing when I play it for the first few days. But the tutorial here is short and super helpful, and within a few minutes, boom! I was up to speed and already laying the smack down. So go to the video description, please support the channel. Click those links there and you'll get 200 gems and 500 gold to get you started. I just really appreciate how easy the gameplay is. To serve or hit the ball, all you do is swipe up. And there's also some really cool RPG elements that will keep you hooked and have you playing every single day. So what are you waiting for? Support the channel and click on the links down below the video and you'll get 200 gems and 500 golds, and maybe, just maybe, we'll have a one-on-one matchup. I gotta warn you though, got a pretty mean backhand.
Miro, we are doing this thing. Thank you so much.
Of course, thanks for having me.
We've been trying to do this for a while, so look, we're finally making it happen.
We're here, and I have all the words.
Well, I appreciate you looking great with the blonde hair here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was my wife's idea. I rolled with it.
Was it so that you and your wife could have the same hair color?
I guess. Maybe she didn't let me in on the joke. I don't know, but I don't know. It was quarantine, and one day she was doing her hair at home. She's like, "You want to do it?" Why not? So I just tried it, and I really liked it. It felt fresh, and I wanted to come in different. So there you go.
You seem really happy. Oh yeah, it looks good. Yeah, you seem really happy. Been watching your videos on Twitch, been watching your videos on YouTube. You just seem like you're in a great place now.
Yeah, I am because I am my own boss in a certain way. Twitching, I do whatever I want, and I love Twitch. YouTube, we throw some stuff over there from Twitch and some original content. But there is just nothing. I don't know, there's just nothing. There's nothing to be worried about. And I've never been worried about, even before. It doesn't matter what people think. I was always been happy, always been happy. It's just going to work was a little bit of a dreadful moment. But now the thing is gone. There's no dreadful moments in my life at all.
So how did this all come together? How did AEW happen?
How did it happen? That's a great question. So I was sitting at home doing my Twitch, and we found out that they're interested. So we got in contact. And it didn't start off great because I had other opportunities. But I knew I didn't want to go just any place. I knew I wanted to go 2 places, AEW and another one.
The other one being WWE?
Well, no.
Just trying to make it clear here.
No, there's another place that I really want to go, and I will go eventually because that's just how it's going to happen. So yeah, they called me, they contacted, and we talked back and forth, and even Chris said that when they wanted to bring me in, they wanted to bring me in with a purpose, not just to bring me in just to be there. So they came up with the idea with Kip and the best man, and I think the best man is so suiting because of everything I do, and I thought it was a great shtick, and it's not just the shtick; it actually fits my personality, And that's why it was a no-brainer. It was that, yes, let's just do that.
Well, I think people think that like you're going to be the best man until Kip and Penelope's wedding, and then you're going to have to figure something out. But like the way that you're saying this is, you are the best man.
Yeah. It's not I am his best man. I am the best man. I'm the best man of everything. And I explained that. I said, I can kick your ass in the ring. I can kick your ass in any video game, and I have the woman of everybody's dreams. And if there's a kid that doesn't want to be like me, then I'm doing something wrong. So that's why I'm the best of everything I do. I'm always the best. I always compete to the fullest, and they will never change.
This seems like a kind of take on Jericho or Punk's best in the world, or best in the world at what I do. That's kind of what this sounds like.
No, they're goats. They're not best. Natty is the boat. Jericho is the goat. I'm the best man. It's very different.
I heard you talking on Twitch about how like you didn't have clothes for your debut. So like, did this happen kind of like last minute?
No. The thing is, it didn't happen last minute. I knew it, but I had no idea it's so hard to buy designer clothes or clothes in general. Like it's.
Well, when you're as big as you are, it's hard to buy clothes, I'm sure.
I wouldn't say I'm what, 270, 280. That's not
only. Yeah.
I mean, it's a normal human being. It's not like I'm Big Show. It's not like I'm freaking, I don't know, somebody big. I don't know, Brian Cage. Brian Cage is huge. I don't know how he buys his clothes. But anyways, yeah, it wasn't the last minute. I knew it was coming, and I thought I had a plan. It's just that my plan did not fulfill, just like this last week. And then finally, I couldn't get the clothes. I tried to get this stylist to do it for me. It was too late for him because of my size once again. So I had to do it. Just I found a couple of pieces in Miami, and my friend went, picked them up, sent them to me, and I had my outfit.
So it wasn't last minute. It's just that you couldn't find something that would fit you.
I just could not find something that would fit. I could not find something that would get to me in time until friends step in.
You had a moment on Dynamite last night where it looked like you might have hurt your leg. Is everything okay there?
I'm good. I'm pushing through everything. No matter. You can't hurt me.
Can't hurt this man. It looked bad there for a second, though.
Well, it was a nasty tumble. I saw good old freaking Joey Janela, whatever the frick his name is. He came in like, he just hits me. Like I'm just standing on the apron for no reason. He comes across and hits me. And he knows, I thought he should know better than this. So I charge his ass, and, he ducks out of the way. And it was very uncomfortable. I just landed right on it. It was kind of but I'm good. I'm good.
When you look at the whole landscape here in AEW, who are you just so excited to get in the ring and work with?
Man, I keep saying that. Like, there's so many good people. I've been so impressed with so many people. They're so good. They have so many tricks. They can pull from any pocket. But I'm really impressed with Hangman. Hangman is really good. Obviously, we all know how good the Bucks are, and we know how good Cody and Moxley and all these other guys that they're having people seen on TV, like Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky is so good, man. The Butchers, the Lucha Bros, my favorite people of all time. But there's one person that I have never been able to step in the ring, and that's Kenny Omega. And ever since he ever since I saw him doing stuff in Japan, I was like, whoa, I really want to work this kid, because it's not just that he's so good and he's intense and he's got everything. He's got it down to a T, but he's also a big dude. And, you can't see many big dudes with great physiques do a lot of not crazy stuff, but a lot of like cool maneuvers. So that's why I feel it can be a great matchup, just because he loves video games, I do, and wrestling and everything else. It can be one great.
Well, it could be a wrestling match. It could be a Twitch battle. You guys could just pretty much do it all.
Be everything. Because when you're the best man, you're the best at everything.
You talk about being a big dude, but when you debuted, you looked so lean. Like, I think that's the leanest we've ever seen you.
Yeah. I've never been so lean before. But once again, being at home and being able to focus on my diet and my workout and getting Jerry Ward as being my nutritionist and my workout program, it's just everything just worked out. And once again, I hate it was the pandemic, and the gym closed. But so what? We opened our own gym in the garage, and we just had to do what we have to do because I knew where I'm going. I knew what I wanted to get, and I always worked on my physique. Even before when I was big, I was always working out. It's just the nutrition was something that was lacking. But Jerry Ward got me on point.
So what do I need to eat, and what specific exercises do I need to do to have traps that are growing out of my ears like yours?
Let me see your traps though first.
Okay, let me see here.
That's not bad. That's not bad. You have a little tiny man holding to your shoulders. I have a big man holding on my shoulders. So it's like they're holding on, they clamp their hands like, hey, buddy, don't let me go. Don't let me go. You just can't because those straps are so big. Nobody can let go.
Is it just a lot of shrugs? That's all I got to do?
Like, I would say yes. But at the same time, I hate sounding like this because people are like, oh, look at this guy. I just think they just grow naturally. Like, I don't have to do anything extra. They just grow. And I'm sorry. I don't have no secret. I'm sorry. It's just natural. But shrugs will help you 1,000%. Oh, you know what I actually do? I'll tell you this.
Okay. Here's the secret.
I do shoulder raises Ys. I do Ys. So if you lay on the incline, when you go Ys, so you hit your upper traps going down on the side, like down your spine. So there you go. If you want a little advice, I would say go with the Ys, but go light, because once you go heavy, you start including your shoulders. You do not want to include your shoulders.
Were you that guy in high school who was just a beast of a man?
No, not at all. I was really fat. Then, not really fat. I was just overweight. But once again, I had no idea about nutrition. I was working out, training all the time. I just didn't know. We eat rice and beans every day. We don't have money for meat. We don't have money. We eat bread. We eat sugar, everything. So until I was 16, I was just heavy. But then I think puberty hit. And over the summer, I just leaned out and like when my height went up. I was playing basketball all the time, so that helped out a lot. And from then on, I think until 18, when I graduated high school, and I was rowing, so I got a rowing. You can't be too heavy for rowing. Once I moved out of that, I started training really seriously in the gym and paid attention more to my physique.
And you moved to America with the plan that you wanted to become a wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
Where did that idea come from?
I was 6, so Hulk Hogan, and one of the VHS tapes that I borrowed because we didn't have anywhere else to watch. And I saw it, I was like, yeah, I want to be like Hogan. And that was it. It was my fixed idea. He was everything to me. He was America personified. You know, say your prayers, your vitamins, God is good, and just do the good work, man, and be charismatic, smile, and be supportive. That's what I took from Hogan, and what better message that was.
Yeah. So I've interviewed Gangrel many times. I was living in South Florida, went to his wrestling school, which is incredible. And he's so proud of what you've accomplished. And he tells this story of you would like sleep in your car and then like come out, go to wrestling school with him and I believe Rikishi, then go back to your car. So you were living in your car.
I wasn't living in the car. I had an apartment, but I was driving a taxi. When you drive a taxi, you just need to put your hours in. So sometimes I'll come from a night shift, which is usually I'll start at 7 at night. And but if we had an early morning practice, I had to put an all-nighter. And instead of going home, drive with a taxi, it's about 40 miles to the wrestling school up in the valley from the South Bay area, and park there and maybe sleep for a couple hours. Then they'll come, they'll open the school. I'll go in, train, then go back, then finally sleep, then work out, and then I'll go at night at work again.
Wow. Anybody that's listening to this right now needs to understand like the pure dedication that you have.
Well, you have to. And then that's what I'm saying. If you're an American person, you have so much more advantages than everybody else in this world. And you just have to do the work. There's nobody's going to come and hand you down anything. You just need to put in the work, man. And in everything, and not just in wrestling, in everything you want to succeed, you got to put in the work. Well,
look, you and I have that in common. I immigrated here from Canada. You know, you immigrated here from Bulgaria.
Yeah.
That process is not an easy process to make happen.
No. When you're a foreigner, there's nothing easy coming to America. But again, I had the idea. I had the fixed idea. I didn't care no for an answers. I didn't have any doubt. So as soon as I had the opportunity, I got my work and travel visa when I was 18 or 19, actually. And I came to America right away. Richmond, Virginia, didn't work out. Yeah, it really sucked actually in Richmond. It's not just the Richmond as a city. It's just a situation, painting houses outside in the heat, and me being unable to paint houses because I just don't know how to paint houses. Got fired a month in, thrown out on the streets with no money. And there it comes again, fight life. I came from back home in Bulgaria when I was fighting life to come to America. But I knew that it's not just going to be, all beds of roses as soon as I get there. It's going to be a fight. And I knew that. So I was prepared mentally that you got to do what you got to do and go through the bad until you get to the good.
How good would you say your English was when you first moved here?
I spoke English. Once again, because I knew I'm going to go to America at third grade, I started learning English. But everything was just so, and once again, I'll hate to say it, it was meant to be, but everything up to this point, it led me to, because video games was English. I loved video games, so I had to learn English to see what they're saying. At the same time, I wanted to learn English because I'm going to America. And watching all these movies, they prepared me. Again, movies, English, I have to open the dictionary sometimes and look for a word, or listen to Tupac songs. Oh, what does that word mean? I have to find a big dictionary. It's not internet. It's like the big dictionary when you open, it's like, oh, okay, you read this word. And that's how you learn. And then on top of that, you're going to school and you learn more and more. But everything led to me coming to America, becoming a professional wrestler.
I think it's crazy that you learned English a little bit from Tupac.
Oh, of course. Tupac, my favorite rapper of all time.
So obviously you're very proud to be Bulgarian, very proud to be from Bulgaria. What was your reaction when they told you your character in WWE was now going to be from Russia?
I mean, it don't matter. It didn't matter because you see this with the Olympics all the time. You see a certain country goes and reach out and gets other people from different countries, and then they naturalize them into theirs to compete. It's just, in my eyes, it made sense. I don't think we told that story right. I think we just threw it out there, but it didn't matter because we had so much heat that it didn't matter what we did. They probably even gave it more heat, if anything else. People in Bulgaria hated it. They probably still do. But it didn't matter. I was living my dream. You could have gave me freaking Tennessee flag. I wouldn't care.
How much did you have to help Lana with this Russian accent that she was doing?
Yeah. She's great with an accent. So she lived in Latvia, in Russia, for 12 years. She graduated a ballet school there, the only American to graduate a ballet school. So she had the accent, she had the perfect Russian, and that's why when Dream first saw her doing a promo class back in 2013, on the second week he said, "Baby, if you want to make it, you got to go with Miro," and that's what happened. He saw it at second day. He saw her. We put it together, and we made it throughout the world. So Dream knew what he was doing, and God rest his soul, man. He's just an amazing coach.
So you and Lana were paired up, but there was no romantic interest at first. You were just friends. No. You were just partners in the ring. How did it springboard to that next level?
Just spending time together, I would say, and bonding over different things. The first bond was because of Eastern Europe. She lived in Russia. I lived in Bulgaria. So it's very similar. She'd been to Bulgaria as well for a dancing competition before. So we bonded over that. Then we started going to church together on Sundays. So we bonded over God as well. We bonded over the love of Pink. We love Pink. She's the best singer ever. So little by little. And then we started writing the shows together. But once again, I never had any intentions of us becoming something because CJ was a great friend of mine. And I did not want to ruin that by any means. And usually, it can get really complicated. But fate had something else. And I love that moment. I love my wife. It's, as I said, anything about bitterness, they can be there because they gave me my wife, if nothing else.
In terms of like complicating things, when you guys started dating, did that make things complicated from a storyline perspective?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think everything was good. I think people were trying, because back in those days, you kind of had to like keep it on the low when you're dating somebody because it was strictly not illegal, but it was frowned upon. And when we got into the main roster, everybody was like, "Oh, you guys together? You guys together?" And I say no. And they'll say, "Well, then we'll flirt with her." And I said, "Okay, she's with me." um, but it didn't complicate things at all. I think we rode together, we slept together, we ate together, we trained together. 99.8% of the time since 2013, we've been together.
Wow. So
Yeah.
when these releases started happening with WWE, did you think that you were going to be released? And then when you did you go, all right, well, CJ's going to get released too then?
No, I didn't think CJ would release at all. I think she's their top talent. She has her social media alone costs the money they paid her. So, and she loves it there. I mean, she loves the opportunity, you know, to perform and all that. But I didn't think she's going to get released at all. But when they started happening, I kind of had a feeling. So I almost called Carano myself. I almost called him, "Hey, are you going to fire me?" But then he texted me to call him, and I was like, oh, okay. And I'm waiting outside a veterinarian to get my dogs like shots or like something was wrong. So I was thinking of something completely else, and when they called me, but it's not. Who cares, man? It's just life. Life takes curveballs, but that's not a curveball. That's actually a straight home run. That's no curveball. That's a home run for me.
Did you immediately know what you wanted to do next?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had a 5 minutes anger, and then I knew it right away. I knew right away where I was going to go, and I had no doubts that I was going to get to AEW because I always admired AEW ever since it came out. And people may not want to admit it, but we all watched AEW. We all wanted to see what it's all about. And from the beginning, I didn't get it, to be honest. It was like, oh, these guys are so athletic. They have so many cool maneuvers. But it wasn't until I got here that I sat down and watched. And I've said it before. It's the different styles. It's what AEW gives you that no other company can because we have no restrictions. You come in, you show us your style, and that's what you do. We're not going to say, "Hey, buddy, you're great. Come and now do this formula," because there's only one formula. No, you do you, man. You do your stuff. You show your style. If whether you come from Japan, Mexico, Texas, New Hampshire, wherever you come from, because everybody has their own style. And not until I sat back and watched it for like 2 hours, like, wow, I get it now. Because wrestling is like martial arts, and it's professional wrestling, but it has a little bit, like martial arts in it, like different styles, like martial arts, like Kyokushin, like judo, karate, all these stuff. Like professional wrestling is the same way. They have the Japanese style, they have the lucha libre style, they have this style, that style, the strongman. It's the same thing, and you can see this in AEW night in and night out with matches that you've never seen in any other show. Variety is just beautiful thing, man. It's professional wrestling what it was supposed to be.
How different is it backstage for you? How different have you been treated here versus your time in WWE?
It's not about different. It's just that I love AEW. 2 weeks in there, I love the attitude of everybody. Everybody's there to also, they want to help each other. Like after the match they're done, they go and ask, "Hey, did you see? Do you have any feedback?" Or because everybody wants to be good. There's none of that ego. It's like, I freaking killed it. None of that ego. None of that. We all want to be good, and it doesn't matter if you've been in the business for 15, 10, or 5 days. It doesn't matter. You go find somebody, or they will come to you because we all have the same goal. It's not about you and me. It's about let's bring AEW to be where they should be, where we can be at the top of the chain. And we're going to get there. We just need a couple more months.
That's it, just a couple more months. So how different is Miro from Rusev?
I don't want to talk about Rusev. Like, who cares about that guy? Miro, Miro is a guy who is the best man at everything. And I love Kip. Kip is a great kid, and I'll always have his back. And that's the thing. Me and him, we're best friends. I'm the best man at him, but also the best man for everybody. So people need to be careful how they treat him because they know I'm there. And I've noticed that even since yesterday, the first match, there was a lot more respect shown. And that's what I'm there for. I'm there to protect the kid, and I'm there to go and conquer first the wedding, which is going to be amazing because once again I'm in charge, and have fun, man. It's all about having fun. And in the ring, it's going to be business, right? But outside the ring, Miro wants to have fun because Miro loves video games. Miro loves to hang out because Miro is a real freaking human being. We don't go moping around unless you're really miserable and I really feel bad about you. We don't just go walk around like this all day because we have feelings that we go through in and out. I don't have to yell. I don't have to be mad at everybody because I'm told to. I can just be me and use my real emotions in a certain settings. While before that, it's very hard.
You know, when it comes to the wrestling weddings, you're like pretty much an expert on this now. How many wrestling? Look how many wrestling weddings you've been a part of.
I had so many. I had 3 or 4. Was it 3 or 4?
Does it count if you were hiding in the cake during one of them?
Yeah, hiding in the cake was one. Then the other one was me and Lana once or twice. I think twice. And then we got married on Total Divas as well. 2 times there. So my life is full of weddings. And the funny thing about this is before that wedding, I have never been to a wedding before, ever.
What?
I know. The one time I was at a wedding, I was a kid. And then later on, when my friends started to get married, they were in Bulgaria, but I wouldn't come. I can't go because I was stuck here. And now, I think my wedding was the first wedding that I actually attended. And I attended 4 of my own weddings. So that's kind of a record there, I'm pretty sure.
Wow. Well, as we know, wrestling weddings never go off without a hitch. Like something's going to happen here. So, but that's what you're there for, right? That's what you are there for Kip and Penelope, to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen.
Exactly. They're my peeps. I got to protect them. I got to make sure that they get married and they live happily ever after, just like me and CJ.
I do want to ask you about the last wedding you were part of so that was the one where you hid in the cake. So Bobby Lashley and Lana's wedding. What was the plan supposed to be for Liv Morgan and Lana?
No plan. One-time pop.
Really?
No plan. Yeah. A lot of things were made for one-time pops.
So it was just that was it? That's crazy.
That was it. People thought that the worst thing and they made all these things. No, it was a one-time thing that it was going to get people talking, because at that time, the showrunner was about people get talking and controversy. And that's what the whole thing happened. You know, the Bobby thing, it was all about controversy and that. And we achieved that. Unfortunately, now there's no follow-through.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you change people all the time. Like, there's no follow-through. You build all that. You build CJ to leave her husband and be the worst. She's still probably the baddest heel on the freaking show. And now she's doing all this for what? To throw away everything you did the whole year before? Like, nobody remembers that? Like, but again, that's them. They can do whatever they want. I'm just stating the obvious. But yeah, one-time pop.
Was it difficult at all to watch Bobby Lashley be all over your wife, storyline or not?
Oh, that's a question you need to ask her and him, because I wasn't kissing him. She wasn't kissing. You know, it's their choice. It's not their choice. That's what they were told, to use real aggressive kissing. Was it good to watch? No, I never watched it. But at the same time, I understand it's a work. We're actors. But the question that you just asked is the one that people ask me, and every time I respond the same way. Ask her. She's the one kissing him. Ask him. He's married. He's got kids. They gotta watch the show.
Yeah.
You know, ask them. Don't worry about me. But nobody ever asked them. They just asked me. I don't know.
Well, I guess if I had Lana on here, I would ask Lana.
Right.
Well, I think the thing is, the thing with the wrestling storylines is people don't think of Bobby Lashley as being married because they don't see his wife every single week on TV. They see you and Lana together and they go, oh, well, of course they're together. And now this other thing's happening on the side.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing is, it was hard because it's real life. And then she was told not to post any Instagram photos of me. So now you're taking a work and translating to real life. And of course, CJ being the most professional wrestler there is out there, she follows instructions to the T. She doesn't post anything with me. She does everything right. But it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, somebody gets tired and everything throws away. Well, AEW, we don't do that. We follow through. We follow along the stories. And one story leads to another and to another. And they're all so easy to follow. And it all makes sense. It's not thrown away stuff. It's not, let's move on and forget what happened yesterday. None of that, man. Everything is thought out way in advance, as it should be, as it used to be.
Was there a plan for Rusev Day that maybe didn't end up following through on?
There's never been a plan for Rusev Day to begin with, let alone to finish.
Yeah, Aiden English. I had Aiden English on recently, and he was basically saying, like, it just kind of happened. And then they couldn't ignore it because it was too popular.
It did happen, and then once we started steamrolling, they just start pulling the plug, and they just it is what it is. I mean, it brings me down because they really dislike Aiden, and I told them that but everybody was scared to tell him, and I'm like, no, I'm going to tell him because we're trying to highlight Aiden in a few spots, and they told us no. Aiden was supposed to do this dive, and they say no dive. Okay, what about baseball slide? No baseball slide. And then I got pulled on the side, and they told me we can't highlight Aiden. Like, what? How does that make even sense? I was so mad, and that's what I'm saying. Once again, you can't do this, you can't do that. But why he can't? Why do you stop us for getting the reaction that we want? And that's what pisses me off. I don't get pissed off about, they should have been this or should have been that. No, it's about you're taking opportunities that we're there. We're having a match already. You're stopping them from showcasing them. I don't understand that.
You guys were both so over. I mean, Rusev Day was being chanted louder than anything. It feels like, from the outside looking in, that should have had the momentum to push you to become a world champion.
I thought I was. Honestly, I did. And that's why I tore my bicep 3 weeks before my AJ match. But I didn't tell anybody because I thought that was my moment. I thought it has come because the people kind of led me to believe that this could be my moment. And they booked me this one-off with AJ, which we didn't even have a live event match to, because if you have a title match, most likely you run like 2 loops before that, get your timing, get your match kind of worked out. None of that happened. We had one match straight up on pay-per-view. Nobody cared. Then they moved on to the next thing. Like, they used me as a filler. The top act of the company, they used me as a filler. And they will tell you the desire of how much they want to be there. So, and I knew that. So I was like, all right, well, if you guys want to do that, then I'll still do 100%. But when the time is right, I'll go to a place when they will support me. Because even when you're a businessman and you're investing in a stock, why would you sell or why would you cut that stock short when it's escalating or it's up? Like, it just, as a businessman, it makes no sense. So it's got to be something personal. But I'm in a way better place. I love AEW, and I would love to be here for a very, very, very long time.
Well, and it sounds like you do have your eyes set on the top here. You've got to have your eyes set on what Moxley has.
Well, of course. Who doesn't? If you're in the business and you don't have your eyes there, then what are you doing here? Like, I'm not here just to kill time, or I'm not here to fade away. I'm here to be a freaking world champion. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm with Kip, without Kip, or whatever it is. I always have one goal in mind, and that is to lift the AEW World Heavyweight title over my head and stick it to all the rings, all the brasses, and everything else in between.
This is exactly what's going to happen. I'm so excited for you.
I am too. I can see it. I can taste it. It's just a matter of time.
How different is the Miro that's sitting here versus 10 years ago when WWE signed you and you went to FCW? How different are you from then?
So different. So different in a matter of just life. When life beats you around or moves you around, you just got to take all the experiences and you just got to remember what those are, whether they're good or bad. So that's what I do. I just take notice of what happened before, and I try and, if it comes around, knowing how to react in that situation. But it's just when you're young, man, you're young, you don't know anything. You think you know stuff, but you know nothing. And that's why I'm trying to explain to people, like, when I was 20 or 25, there's no way I could have known the stuff that I'm 35, right? And now I'm trying to tell these kids, hey, you don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to bump on the floor every single night to people for you to think that you're a crazy wrestler. That makes no sense, because let me tell you, I have 3 surgeries. You don't want to have any of that. You don't want to have fusions. You don't want to have shoulder. You don't want to have any of that. Wrestling is great. We all love wrestling. But we are taking the wrestling to such a degree that it's just going to be dangerous for everybody. We can all scale it back down and still make it make sense. So that's what I would say to myself and to everybody out there that is young. Just save them bumps, man. Save them crazy bumps. You have a huge 20 by 20 ring. Use your head and be smart.
As we wrap this up, because I want to be respectful of your time, so thank you. What is your favorite match of all time that you've been in?
It's yet to come.
Wow.
My favorite match is yet to come.
Wow.
And it's going to happen in AEW.
Of course it is. Miro, thank you so much. This has been amazing. I'm so excited to see what's next for you.
Thank you, Chris. It was finally good meeting you, talking to you, and I'm sure we'll do it again after I bring that title over my head.
Sounds good. I'll come there. We'll do it in person.
There you go. That sounds like a plan.
So did you hear that? Miro's best match hasn't even happened yet. And I completely believe him when he says that. I just think what we're going to see in AEW is Miro unleashed. I also love just how laid back he is, how chill he is. Super appreciate his time for doing this interview. And I also appreciate Tennis Clash for sponsoring this video. Please support my channel by going down there and clicking on the links. You'll be just as addicted to this game as I am. And while you're down there, you might as well subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And the link for Miro's channel is also down there. He is crushing it on YouTube. He has like 170,000 subscribers already. His channel's like 3 months old. So add to those subscribers and add to my subscribers, if you will, because we've got some really big interviews on the way, and I know that you won't want to miss them.